Hi, boys and girls. You all did so awesome in your traits science unit. It is now time to move on to social studies. And I know you're probably thinking, oh, social studies, but this is actually one of my favorite units of all time, and it's immigration. So today we're just going to be doing kind of a preview of immigration to get us ready for all we're going to learn and see what you already know and a chance to make some connections about immigration. So first we're going to watch a brain pop video about just what immigration is, and it's going to give us some background information. So let's watch it together. Okay.
Hey, how do you say meatball sandwich in Portuguese? Sanduíche do almôndega, por favor. Dear Tim and Moby, my social studies teacher said America is a country of immigrants. What does that mean? From Myra. Your teacher's right. America was founded, colonized, and built up to what it is today mostly by immigrants and their children. Immigrants are people who settle in a country they weren't born in. Except for American Indians and Native.
So immigrants are people who end up living and staying in a country that you weren't born in, if that makes sense. Let's listen some more.
Hawaiians, pretty much every citizen of the United States is either from another country or descended from people from other countries. As opposed to a place like, say, China, where most people belong to families who have lived there for thousands of years. The original settlers of the 13th...
So in America, most of us, whether you were born in another country or your parents were born in another country or your grandparents or your great-grandparents or your great-great-grandparents, almost everybody is from another country unless you're Native American. This is different than other countries because in most other countries, their families have lived in their countries for thousands and thousands of years. Where in America, most of us come from other countries. So let's learn some more about that.
American colonies came mainly from European countries, especially Great Britain. Well, they came for a few reasons. Many of them were poor and attracted by the almost unlimited economic opportunity of a new land. Many were escaping religious intolerance in their home countries. In America, there was much less control over people's religious beliefs and political beliefs.
So in America, we have a lot of freedoms that other countries don't have. So that makes America really desirable and makes people want to live here because we have so many freedoms and so many opportunities that if you live in another country, you may not have. So many people come to America looking for a better life.
Finally, there was space. America had tons of unpopulated land compared to Europe. Those same things, money, freedom, and space, continued to drive American immigration over the next few hundred years. In the 1800s, the United States encouraged immigration, almost without any restrictions. Starting in the 1840s, immigrants flooded into the country, escaping war, hunger, and poverty in their home countries. Millions of those newcomers passed through Ellis Island, an immigration processing center that opened in New York Harbor in 1892.
So Ellis Island is right in New York Harbor, and you can actually see it from New Jersey. So it's definitely, once we're able to leave our houses again, worth a trip to go see.
12 million immigrants, mostly from Europe, passed through there, and it's estimated that nearly 1 out of 4 Americans can trace an ancestor back to Ellis Island. These days, 1.5 million immigrants from around the world enter the United States every year. And because the demand to get in is still so high, countless undocumented immigrants arrive each year, too. Those are immigrants who come into the country without the government's permission. Yeah, you can't just move to whatever country you want.
So you can't just move to whatever country you want and plan to stay there forever. There are certain rules you have to follow to become a citizen of that country and to stay there.
If you're just visiting for a short time, like on vacation, government workers called customs agents will check you when you arrive. Illegal immigration has become kind of a big deal. Some people believe illegal immigrants should be allowed to stay in the United States and work toward getting their citizenship. They argue that these immigrants are what the American dream is all about, giving everyone a chance to make better lives for themselves. Others say that offering citizenship to people who've snuck into the country isn't fair to the ones who followed the rules and are still waiting to get in. It's a controversial issue because so many Americans have immigrants in their families, like me. My father's grandparents arrived at Ellis Island from Wales in the 1920s. And my great-grandpa does not have a speech impediment. It's an accent, a Welsh accent. Anyway, my mother's family immigrated from Japan. Are you going to mock my grandmother now?
Okay, so right now, I would like you to turn and talk to somebody in your family. It could be an animal, it could be a person, and tell them something new you just learned from that immigration video, something you didn't know before. I'll give you a second. All right, awesome. So there's so many things you could have learned from that video, from what immigration is to why it happens, some of the rules you have to follow, how it started. So we're going to be, like I said, exploring immigration in this unit. And we're going to be talking about not only immigration back then, like how they mentioned Ellis Island, we're going to be connecting it to immigration today. Because as they mentioned in the video, immigration is a huge, important topic going on in our world right now. So, as they mentioned in the video, America is made up of people of different cultures, different races, different religions, different beliefs, and that's what makes America so great. Sometimes people call America a melting pot because you take all these people, just think of a big bowl of soup, or if you're making something in a pot and you put all the ingredients in and then it comes together to make a delicious meal. Same thing with our country. You put people in from all different backgrounds, different cultures, different races, different beliefs, and then we come together, we make an amazing country. So I have a little video that tells more about what a melting pot is, and it is a little bit old, but I still like it. It's fun. So let's watch. Okay, here we go.
My grandmother came from Russia, a satchel on her knee. My grandfather had his father's cap he brought from Italy. They'd heard about a country where life might let them win. They paid the fare to America and there they melted in. A lovely lady Liberty with her book of recipes and the finest one she's got. The great American melting pot, the great American melting pot. America was founded by the English,
but also by the Germans, Dutch, and French.
The principle still sticks, our heritage is mixed. So any kid could be the president. You simply melt right in. It doesn't matter what your skin, it doesn't matter where you're from or your religion. You jump right into the great American melting pot. Great American melting pot. Ooh, what a stew, red, white, and blue. America was the new world and Europe was the old. America was the land of hope, or so the legend told. On steamboats by the millions in search of honest pay, those 19th century immigrants sailed to reach the USA. Lovely lady Liberty with her book of recipes and the finest one she's got. The great American melting pot. The great American.
Really take a look. I was hoping you could see what it's paused on, but really take a look at that scene and what it says. It says American melting pot. It's made up of Americans, Asians, African Americans, Italians, Germans, Chinese, Brazilians, Latinos. We are made up of so many different people.
American melting pot.
Cubans, Russians, Germans,
What
Portuguese.
ingredients, liberty and immigrants. They brought the country's customs, their language and their ways. They built the factories to the soil, helped build the USA. Go on and ask your grandma, hear what she has to tell. How great to be American and something else as well. Lovely Lady Liberty with her book of recipes, and the finest one she's got is the Great American Melting Pot. 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 The Great American Melting Pot.
All right, so okay, so that video was talking all about how America is a melting pot and made up with people from all over the world and how we come together to form one country. So today, I thought it'd be really fun to learn about your immigrant pasts. So in the comment section on today's post, I want you to share how your family has immigrant connections or how you are immigrants. So, for example, I would write that my family has an immigrant history because my great-grandfather, he came over from Italy to America, and he sailed through Ellis Island. And when you go to Ellis Island, you can see his name. My great-grandparents on my mom's side came from Germany, and Switzerland. So that is my family's immigrant past. But I know if Mike was going to share this, he would share that his grandpa is from Albania and his grandmother was from Italy. Maybe some of you were born in another country. I had students last year where their parents were from places like El Salvador or China or Poland. So today, I would really like you to sit down, ask your families to tell you about your immigrant past and how you guys are immigrants and how your family has immigration history, and you're going to comment that on the comment section. So I cannot wait to hear. I love learning about this, and this is going to be such a fun unit. All right, go ahead.